My name is Tim Bakoson. I remain your marketing teacher as usual. Today we shall be discussing the topic planning for personal marketing outlet. Now, before we look at the introduction, we need to know what is planning. One, planning is preparing. How far you can prepare for what you want to do. And as a marketer, you know planning is very, very essential. Then your personal marketing outlet is just a small shop or a small site given to you to display your product where you want your marketing activities to take place. Now let's look at the introduction of planning for a personal marketing outlet. Marketing is critical for growth of a business, and its central role is creating, communicating, capturing, and sustaining the business. You may like to know what the central focus of a growth of any business, that is communication. Now, communication is give and take. Now, one has to give and one has to take in exchange of goods for services. Capturing, you need to have a goal that your target group that you need to capture whenever you are starting a business outlet. Sustaining, you need a capital that will sustain the business you want to start. Marketing helps organization in creating value for better understanding of the needs of its customers and providing them with innovative products and services. Now, let's look at the hardest part of starting a business is raising the money to get going. The entrepreneur needs to decide on one, how much finance is required to start up a business. Before starting a business, you need a small capital that you begin the business with. How much do you want? How much have you planned for? How are you going to get this money for starting a personal marketing outlet? Number two, when and how long the finance is needed for the business, if any. Now, in your planning, you need to know that the time that you want to start this marketing outlet, for how long are you going to source for this fund, if any? And if you don't have, how? And how can you create an avenue of sourcing this fund? Now, the third one is what security can be provided. Security in terms of planning the marketing outlet. You know, you need to have a security backup before engaging yourself or embarking on starting a marketing outlet, because the security as well can be capital. Security can be capital in the form of getting a loan or somebody standing for you, that you have the assurance that your plan is going to be exhibited by you. Now, we look at the next thing in planning a personal marketing outlet, the key areas for starting a marketing outlet. Now we have some key areas that is outlined here. Whenever you want to start a personal marketing outlet, one of these key areas is the setup cost. That is number one. This is the costs that are incurred before the business starts to expand. Now, setup cost is part of your planning. The money that you have invested or the money that you've sourced for because you want to start a small marketing outlet before the business expands. Starting investment. In starting a personal marketing outlet, you need to key into investing your money because you have a plan that you want to achieve ahead of you. The fixed asset required before embarking on the business. Now we look at the fixed asset as properties, something you have that is tangible that can stand as a collateral for you sourcing the money that you get in starting up your personal marketing outlet. The third one is growth and development. Extra investment capacity enlarges your business as a marketer. As a marketer, you are centered on the growth and development of your startup business. Because when you are starting a business, you have the site for that business already. An outlet is seen as a shop or a place where distribution of goods take place. Now, a small outlet could be a representative of those that are agents to say that distribute goods or sell goods to consumers. So in that capacity, you need to enlarge, and when your business is enlarged, we said your business is growing and your business is developing. Now, I said we need to look at the sources of funds for marketing business. Now, what are these sources of funds? They are mentioned here. One, personal saving. Personal saving is a source of fund for one who wants to embark in planning or starting a marketing outlet. An entrepreneur will often invest personal cash balances into a startup. Now, what is an entrepreneur? Somebody who has embarked in starting up his personal business. He is the sole proprietor of his business. He bears the risks. He funds the money for that business. Now, he employs those who are going to stay and look after his business. Now, in your planning, now one of the sources of funds is your personal saving. You open an account where you save money whenever you want to start up a personal marketing outlet. That money will help you in establishing this marketing outlet. Just as I have said here, as an entrepreneur will often invest personal cash balances into a startup. This is cheap way of finance, and it is readily available because it is a personal saving where you have saved your money for the purpose of this marketing outlet. Investing personal savings maximizes the control the entrepreneur has over the business. When we talk of maximization, we are talking of balancing. Now, in economics, we call it equilibrium. That is when whatever you want to display in your marketing outlet, both your personal saving and all the materials needed for the personal savings, they are balanced already on ground. Now, the next one is loan capital. This can take several forms. The most common are a bank loan or bank overdraft. Yes, we know that loan capital is what we get from the bank in starting a business. We can see that the government is so fond of giving out some loans to those who want to start a small business. But this is always happening within the farming sector. But all the same, because every aspect you find yourself, you are a potential marketer. Whether you're a farmer, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a teacher, or any kind of work you find yourself doing, you are a potential marketer. But because you need to display your own kind of product, that is what you have in you, is the product that you display for marketing. Then, a bank loan provides a longer term kind of finance for a startup. with the bank starting the fixed period over which the loan is provided, e.g., 5 years, the rate of interest, the timing of the amount of the repayment. Now, there is a particular period of time that is given for you to pay back the loan that has been given to you to start up this personal marketing outlet. Now, some give 3 years, some give 4 years, and some give 5 years to enable you get balance of whatever you want to do. Now, the next one is financing with the help of family and friends. This is very, very clear that most people that engage in business, now they get their starting fund from their family or friends because they are of great importance to him. Now, a lot of startups get their first funded from friends, just as I've said, and families. The good thing about financing your startup business with the help of family and friends is that you can often get fairly lenient repayment terms. Now, what are we trying to say here by you often getting lenient or fairly repayment term? Your family members, whenever they give you a small amount of money with a stipulated period when they need the money, by the time that the duration is up, they cannot forcefully tell you that you need to pay this money because they are your family members. The same thing happens to the what? To your friends, because they want to reimburse you, they want to make you, by the time the business is moving, then you see they are beneficiaries to that business as your family members or friends. You could as well in one day help them too, for someone among the family members to start up his marketing outlet. That may be important in the initial years of your newly business, of course, whereby your family and friends will now show their interest helping you with funds to get what you want. It is of paramount to every starter that will want to start a marketing outlet. They may give you a low interest rate and a long time to repay them. On the other hand, they may want a stake in your firm if you are willing. Just as I've said, they may want a stake in your own firm if you are willing to offer it to them. There is no how you can deny them of their rights having the firm, though it must not be a right to them, but it may be a collective decision whereby you now recall that it is a kind of a reciprocal relationship. You give me, I give you. Now trying to raise each other from a particular business in which you want to start. Likewise, your friends too will benefit from your own firm as a result when your business is growing and expanding. Now, the fourth one is the Small Business Administration, SBA Loans. The SBA is a government administration dedicated to assisting small business entrepreneurs to succeed. Now, the SBA loan administration is what has been introduced to assist starters in business. What do we mean by starters? Those who want to embark on a small-scale business. This SBA, their sole aim is to give out startup loans to marketers or farmers. But in this aspect, we are dealing with marketers. Now, we We incorporate ourselves with this SBA because they will help us in starting a small-scale business by having an outlet wherever we want to start this business. Now, the four primary functions of the SBA, they have the function that they play. The four primary, that is the most important one, is to help an entrepreneur in overcoming difficulties in terms of finance or starting up a business. Now, the primary function of this SBA, there are four, in which they provide the loan, they provide the site, they provide the material, and they bear the risks at a certain point in which the marketer wants to start up a new business. Let's look at the advantage of the SBA. You may ask, why is it only an advantage? Yes, because we are dealing with the role that they play. Now, the role they play is to the advantage of the marketer. Proper treatment of an SBA loan will increase your chances of receiving a bank loan. That is to say, the SBA, that is the Small Business Administration, now in collaboration with you, the person who wants to, now you get affiliated to them by filling in their form. Then in that aspect, they stand as your collateral whenever you want to get a bank loan in order to start up or to develop or expand your business. We have two disadvantages that we need to see. One, the SBA Act disapproved the relationship between local lenders and local borrowers. Now, those are the small scale. Local lenders, it could be your friend or your family, they are local lenders, which they give you money, you pay within a stipulated time without any worrisome. Now, the local borrowers, they serve the same purpose. Now, the SBA disapproved that because you get affiliated with them at the right time that you need to start up your business. There are strict guidelines. The SBA looks at data from the previous 2 or 3 years, most commonly from the worst of those years. So it is difficult for very young companies to obtain one. Now, these are some of the guidelines that discourages one from affiliating himself with this SBA. Because if you are someone who is faithful or loyal to the SBA, now they look at the data that they have for you that will show them that in these years that you have been faithful in terms of repayment, paying back what they have given you, and that gives them the courage and the ability to stand for you as a security or collateral whenever you want to get loan in any of these commercial banks. Then we have the last one, which we call angel investors. How the name is sound, angel. What does angel investor goes to do with somebody starting? Now you get yourself connected to these rich, wealthy people that have engaged themselves in business, that they are so good in doing business. In angel investors are wealthy individuals who will help the entrepreneur with finance in exchange for a share of equity in the company. Now, what we mean by equity in a company is ownership. It could not necessarily be in monetary form, that you have savings with them or shares with them. So in that aspect, they try to establish you by giving you some certain amount of money for you to start up your own personal marketing outlet. Advantages of angel investors. One, we have one. Angels normally have experience in the industry and can offer helpful guidance and introductions to their network. Just as I've said, these are people that already have experience in doing business with different organizations and even the world at large. So they give you guides. They tell you on how to go about this business that you want to start, that these are the challenges you get at the cost of investing your money into this business. Then the second one, because angels are less rigid, flexible, business agreements are common. This is one of their good advantages. They are less rigid, they are not so harsh to you, they are friendly, and they are less friendly because you may overuse the advantage they have given you. And you tend to look at, these are people who are my guides, those that are standing for me. So no matter what, I can pay them their money anytime, any moment, whether the business crash or not, they can raise me. No. So they stand in between rigidity and flexibility in order to balance the business that you want to start. Disadvantages. 1, you can be forced to give up some degree of control over your company. You can be forced to give up some degree. Yes, because you have misused your opportunity that they've given you. So at the cost, you may give up some degree of control over your company and which they take over. Due to the high-risk nature of angel investing, angels rarely make follow-up on investments. They rarely make follow-ups because they know their status quo. And they've given you all the guidelines because these are individuals that are wealthy. All they need is just for you to set up their constitution, they guide you, whereby you refuse to agree with the term or comply. Then the next thing, that you lose whatever you want to get from them. Now, I want to stop here for today. Before I go, I would like to leave you with 3 assignments that you can solve. And after solving it, you can contact me through my WhatsApp number. 1, explain 3 ways in planning personal marketing outlet. I repeat, explain 3 ways in planning personal marketing outlet. 2, explain 3 sources of funds for personal marketing outlet. 2, explain 3 sources of funds for personal marketing outlet. The third one, what are the 3 key areas for planning personal marketing outlet? What are the 3 key areas for planning personal marketing outlet? After the assignment, you can submit it to my WhatsApp number, Mr. Tim Bakoson 07037691379. I repeat, Mr. Tim Bakoson 07037691379. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Coronavirus is real. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Coronavirus is real until I come your way again.